Hey there. Um, with all the coronavirus stuff going on, we are going to see disruption to our daily lives, whether we want to or not. And, for example, I just had a gig canceled that was quite a few hundreds of dollars. It was a trio gig. It was a very good one, and March is really critical for musicians to be able to book because we're coming out of slow season. And I had to tell two musicians that, sorry, it got canceled due to coronavirus fears. Now, here's the thing: the guy who called me from the booking agency still thinks this is just a bunch of hype, and it's no worse than a flu, and we don't need to worry because we are, and people are overreacting, and it's a bunch of hype, you know. Not only that, but he says he's going to Italy in July with his wife, and he's rejoicing about how low the prices are. And I'm just like, man, this is not going to be business as usual. There's already lots of disruption, and it's going to get worse. Um, the description that the Bible gives of the populace at the time that all of this is happening can be summed up in two words: sleeping and drunk. We are drunk with the spirit of this age, and we're asleep to the things of God. And we don't care about the things of God anymore because we live in a society that has completely divorced itself from God, spiritual things. We think we have all the answers, and we think our science and technology is going to get us out of any situation, and we don't understand that there is a root cause embedded in mankind so that everything we touch we defile, and it's called sin. And because of the sin nature, we are bringing upon ourselves disaster after disaster, and every attempt to fix it is just going to make things worse. And these days, if you talk about spiritual things in any kind of absolute way, you are branded as crazy. You are some kind of fool, you know. Um, but I'm going to talk about spiritual things here in an absolute way for a second because I genuinely have concern for people who are asleep and drunk. Asleep regarding spiritual things and drunk with the spirit of this age. The spirit of this age is a mocking, scoffing, scornful, haughty, self righteous, sanctimonious, hypocritical spirit. And the world is drunk with it and has been, especially with social media. That spirit has caught on uh, in a major way. Everybody's been given a megaphone to express what's in their hearts, and it ain't good. Uh, no, the problem is that mankind has collapsed and is fallen from God's perspective, and God provided a remedy, which is his son, Jesus Christ. He became a man, God became a man, and lived the human condition, touched with the feeling of our weaknesses. He went through every temptation we go through, every struggle we go through as a human being. God condescended to endure. And then he was delivered over to the mockers and the scoffers to be beaten and crucified. But in doing that, he provided a way for man to be reconciled, his enemies to be reconciled to himself. The blood of Jesus Christ answers every accusation in the court of heaven that has been leveled at mankind. See, because we were fallen, God could not righteously have anything to do with us and intervene in our situation. And he had to enter it himself. And he did that, and he accomplished something called redemption on the cross. He bought us with his blood. And now all that is required for your record to be clean is for you to believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's it. Because when you believe in God's solution to man's problem, you receive that solution, which is salvation. And now we're entering into the time about which the Bible has much to say. We're being plunged into the darkness that the Bible said would surely come to those who are drunk and asleep. Sudden destruction will come upon them as a woman in travail, and they shall not escape. The labor pains to bring forth God's kingdom are going to be catastrophic and destructive to everything that opposes his will. And so we are at the end of the human kingdoms, and we are standing at the doorstep of the divine kingdom, the kingdom of the Son of God's love. And the only thing you need to do is turn to him and say, remember me. Like the thief on the cross turned to Jesus and said, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And he said, today you'll be with me in paradise. We don't know how all this will end, but it is very important that you realize that life is extends beyond your physical body. You have a soul that is infinitely precious, and God paid a price for the ransom of that soul. We've been living in Satan's system, slaves to sin, and God's kind of working to set it free, set us free. But so many scoffers and mockers hate God now and will not turn and will not repent and will not wake up. So God is going to shake the earth, and some will come and believe in him. The rest will harden and reject and will persecute those who bring the message of reconciliation, and so be it. But I hope that you'll listen and pray, Lord, if you're real, bid me come. If you really rose from the dead, let me know. And he will reveal himself to you. And then all you need to do is believe. We are saved by faith alone, apart from any works we could do. We can't do any righteous works that would ever qualify us for the kingdom, because we are polluted with sin. And now that pollution is filling the whole world. And now we're starting to reap the results of what we've sown in these fallen, corrupted bodies. Okay, talk to you later.